Right, hello and welcome back to the first Divinity. And join us is Lewis again.
Hello.
Now, we've had a little bit of a change up. Lewis, what are you doing?
I'm reading a book that's on the chair here.
Not in the intro. Yes, we've had to, as you can see, we are starting from a different area. And what's happened basically is we've done some recording, but I couldn't remember where we had to go, so I've had to look it up and everything. Now I remember, but I wasn't going to put up 2 episodes worth of crap. Basically, I mean, there's about
Basically,
an hour and
a
a
load
half.
of story.
Shut up here. It was an hour and a half of just jabbering on. We did progress the story a little bit, but there was nothing to it. You know, there weren't even much dialogue really.
It was a yawn fest, basically, folks. A complete and utter yawn fest. So we're just deciding to actually redo this now for your entertainment and add a little bit more spice to the punch. As well as there is something that we are going to be showing on later on during either this episode or the next, which Connor will do.
I was going to surprise him, but seeing as you're running your mouth.
Well, I haven't told him what it is.
No, you've already said there's a surprise, so shut up.
But we're not going to say what it is.
It's too late, they know now.
Yeah, but it is quite funny, folks.
Leave me to do the intros.
It is quite a funny little thing that happened in one of the last recordings that we did.
You're banned from even speaking in the intros from now on. Banned.
Oh boy.
Right, so as I was saying before Lewis started going on his Jabberfest once again.
Tell me, Septimus, would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the
blood of right, so we've got to speak to this woman.
Aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. How many times do I need to state and restate my complete innocence in the matter?
Now, I've heard this conversation so many times. I mean, how many times did we have to do this? Was it 2 times?
About 3.
It was about 2 or 3,
about 2,
yeah.
3 times.
Sounds about right. And
like I told just about every
it's a bit monotonous.
I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder.
A bit of a pain in the rear, more like.
But everyone suspects me of this evil deed. And you're
that's my wording of choice.
Right,
so what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the...
Now, there's not really much you can get from her, so we won't worry about that.
If I want to prove she did the evil deed.
A little off topic here, but I wonder, are these actually lavenders? They look like lavenders.
Probably are. Right. So, basically, when we done this the other day, you have to go speak to the captain, and then we've got to do a few things around the inn. Unfortunately, after that, and after the bit that comes up after that, I have no clue what. I didn't have much of a clue, even though I have played this, like I say, it's been a good 3 years. I mean, this is quite an old game. I mean, this is...
You don't think it's infected?
Oh, I think this is about 2015, this one. Oh, wrong way. In the door over here.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's
Yeah.
not as bad as always.
We'll come in here and speak to him.
Face furious. She bit me in the face.
Right. Speak to you. Before I speak to you, Space Marine will be finished this week. I'll be finished in the recording after this recording session. I'll be finishing that because there's only a couple of episodes left of that. And then I'll just have to have a look at which one I'm going to start next.
What have we here, then? The so-called source hunter, eh?
His voice annoys the hell out of me.
Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar. Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to bother. He just had to send for source hunters, didn't he? Bloody magicians. They see a pigeon poop and think sorcery's afoot.
To be fair, it's a bit like our politicians.
Nevertheless,
To be honest with you, I was
want to be
thinking the
kept
same
in the
thing.
loop. Understand? I am in command of this town.
This guy.
Not our
Yep, I
scene
know.
of the crime is over at the King Crab Esmeralda.
Please say we can
Jake's
kill him.
wife. What?
No, we
Later
are
on in the
not
game.
killing. Right,
I said later on in the game, please say we can kill him.
I have no
later on in the
idea. I
game.
never got that far.
The beast speaks.
It'd be so fun if we could.
Right, before we carry on, you can speak
Hey, Tom.
to Talia here
Was an insect.
and release the barbarian in his cage, which is another companion, basically. Do you want to show that off now, actually, while we're here?
Yeah, go for it. I'm going to sit on the bench while you do so.
Well, it depends which one of us want to take her.
Well, you took her last time, so you can take her.
Before she could do any
Hey, who's that then?
I'll
Come
take
on,
this companion.
stand where my good eye can see you.
Easy, Toe. That's the source hunter you're talking to.
She may have the
I mean,
look of
ain't she
woman
a-
if you squint hard
Wait,
enough.
she's a
She's no
barbarian,
more
yeah?
than a wild animal.
Hunter, more. She's barbarian / hunter.
I've got
Archer.
reports of a strange-looking outsider
Oh, she's a
No,
hunter. You know, it's along those lines. That's her
crouched behind a tree,
class.
taking aim at a fat old rat trotting along the city walls.
Oh,
I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what.
Let-
And the beast started
and,
like a
um,
wild cat and lunged right at
Don't
me.
talk to me on the legs, but mine bloody playing up.
Bit Talia right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's
yeah,
got
I know
the
your
chunk
legs have
ripped off
been
it.
playing up.
Enjoy it while you
They're
can.
getting
Bird.
worse.
Always
There's
been
not
mentioning
another
about
legionnaire in
it.
the cohort that'll have
Well,
you if you go
unfortunately,
back
when
into
I'm sat trying to record, it is a nightmare.
Well, that's to be
Yeah.
decided.
I'm
She
just
doesn't
saying
seem
how
sick
you just get a
despite
bit numb when
Talia's
you
moaning.
sit with
We
your
can't
legs
keep her
crossed.
here forever,
So I
but
try
might
not to
well
do it.
send her into the
Perhaps it'd be worth taking this stranger under our wing. She'll likely come in handy if we can trust her to what.
After all, a fearless hunter must.
Well, that's a relief, ain't it? We found a good home for her after all, Tal.
I got in at the right time then for that dual dialogue.
Heed me, source hunter.
Yes. Nice, grab you.
Sorry,
Source
sir.
Hunter. I have heard tales both grand and terrible about the world of humans. I myself was caged one moment, and in Home Forest, every creature acts according to the nature of its kind. Birds frighten easily, badgers fear little. But amongst men, there are no guarantees.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
It is difficult for me to claim humanity as you do. I'm still learning to see myself in the faces of those I meet. And those I meet do not always see themselves in me. It is strange to stand with one foot in the forest and the other in the city, Source Hunter. I am glad that now I have you standing beside me.
So that's our first companion. Basically, there are actually a couple of returning characters in this game. One being Aru, what was his name? Aru or something like that.
Aru, yeah, something like that, yeah.
He does return in the second game, but we did actually see him, but Lewis doesn't remember.
I honestly don't know. If he was in like chapter 3, no, not chapter 3, act 3 or 4, I don't really. Thing is, folks, with in Divinity Original Sin 2, me and Connor have only ever gotten up to act 3 and 4 once, whereas we've gone through 1 and 2 so many times. I'm learning bits and pieces about Act 1 a bit more than what I usually had, whereas Connor's the same with Act 2. He's learning a bit more with that, but we're both practically blind with like Act 3 and 4 and what we were doing with it.
So I may tell you all about the most
And personally, I don't remember too much about 3 or 4's act, so much as I would of 1 and 2.
I do remember quite a bit of 3's act, to be fair. It's not, because it's such a
I do
short
remember a
act,
couple of
it's
bits.
not too bad.
Yeah, but I do remember a couple of bits of it. I do remember that one pain in the arse puzzle.
Oh, I remember quite a
which
bit.
I do remember that pain in the ass puzzle that took us a long time to work out and had to look it up.
It is a once in a lifetime
But
chance
other
to
than that, I do remember other little bits and pieces that you've also got me killed in.
the promise that is locked inside of each.
Payback for the amount of times you got me killed.
So first of all, let me ask
Just you wait. Oh, wait,
Of
what?
course I do. How could someone in my profession not?
Quite right. See here. You are too
I
bad.
don't remember what it is I'm after.
Well, I can't say that I haven't.
And I can't say that I have. I'm content.
Well, don't quarrel about it on
What's the one
my
I
account.
need?
Even so,
Bit like to be trying to work that
matters
out.
of a pecuniary nature
Need
aside,
independence.
what is life without
Hey, because I've got the bold trait, I've got initiative up.
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
Better to be served than to serve. I concur.
Well spoken. Well
Ah,
said
now I've got my
indeed.
willpower up. Sweet.
And that is exactly
That's what I
why
need.
am
I don't
here.
need the
Why
obedient one.
fate has put me right by the door to the
So,
King's
when we
Crown,
done this last
so
time,
that I could meet
we
you and
went
tell
through this
you
part.
about the marvel that
You
is the
do have to
fabulous
join these
art.
guys because you
The
cannot
invitation to join is
progress the
yours.
story
Grab
without it. Because they give you a quest and it kind of ties in. This is a side quest, but it ties in with the main quest kind of thing. A weird one how they worked it.
Fabulous five. How I enjoyed. You'd like nothing more than to enlist.
So we enlist.
Of course, of course, of course.
Join a guild, better the world.
And me?
Marvelous, magnificent. Oh,
Right, so
it's
we'll
a
do
pretty
the assignment.
straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Who is his name? And he's a frightful eccentric.
I
Scientific
can't
type,
tell if that's his
kind.
hand or
Favours
if that's
reason over
gloves.
faith and all that.
What are you on
Not
about?
Fabulous five. One of them was a
On
big
this guy's-
lumbering apparatus.
On this guy.
Frightful
It looks like he's got
shaped like a
gloves on, but I'm
giant
guessing
made of
it's just
steel.
because of how
But you can guess
the
what
colour
happened.
texture is.
Did it become sentient?
It's probably
Or was
just
it
his
luckily
hands.
there are those in this world who belong to the fab.
Right, so that's log updated. Also, that's his hands.
That's what I'm saying. Because looking at it, like if you look at it, it does look like he's got gloves on.
No, what
Like
it is,
leather
it's the
gloves?
lighting. The way the lighting
That's
is.
what I'm saying. It must be. That's what I'm saying. It must be something to do with the colour palettes.
Not so much colour palette, it is basically just the lighting affecting it.
Yeah.
Greetings, Source Hunter.
Right, so we've got permission, so let's go in. We go.
Oh joy, this bit again.
So,
Oh, this bit again.
this bit we will be skimming through because we have done it loads of times. More times than
If you-
I'd like. We will give you enough time to pause so you can read the conversations if necessary.
What happened?
But this is like the third time that we've ran through this, folks.
That stone.
And to be honest with you, it is a lot of dialogue, and this is kind of the reason why we've made that decision, or should I say, more or less, Connor's made that decision to redo this episode, these two episodes, just because of how heavily dialogued they are and how long and kind of boring it can be.
Well, this
So-
one, the dialogue can go on for about 5 to 10 minutes. So, like I say, we will give you enough
Probably
time to
more with the
read
next
it.
bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So we'll give you a bit more time to read it, and then we'll move on from there.
By the quill that lasts a billion words, what's this? Two Rivalonians here? At the end
Right.
of yes, proper introductions. Zigzags the as for how
Zigzag.
I got here, well, for a historian appointed by how
It's Dobby.
you got here, though, that's a rather more interesting question. On such a tiny and rapidly at last a question
From
I
me.
can answer. Time ought naturally to have no end. Show, don't tell.
It's a shame that they don't actually put these guys in.
Then we better appease him and have
on
a look through the
on the Divinity Original Sin 2.
They kill him off, I believe.
I mean, what do they call? They call them not elves.
They're
It is
imps.
house elves.
They're imps.
That's what. Do you want to take a sleep? Oh yeah, you already healed up. That's all right.
What's this?
See, because you've got imps, orcs, owls, humans, dwarfs, lizard folk, and
zombies or undead.
wizards. That's the 7 gods.
I thought the 7 gods had.
No, you're thinking of Amadia, but she's like kind of like what was she now? It's not undead because you didn't have an undead choice when we do that puzzle. I mean, you should know it. You've done that puzzle so many times.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's one of my favourite. That is my favourite puzzle in the entire game, just because of how it's rhymed. But it was lizards, orcs, dwarfs, humans, elves, wizards, and something else.
Lizard man.
Imps. Yeah, I said lizards.
The wild ride continues. It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to
Now,
find.
just a quick introduction to this area, actually, seeing as we're here. This is basically like a hub section. Lewis won't know much about it, but these here are basically waypoints or shrines leading to different areas, and it's also where we can store our companions when we're not using them. They have their own little dormitory kind of thing.
Ah, that's cool.
So
that's kind of cool.
Didn't really explain it when we done it last time, but seeing as we're here, I thought I'd give you a quick like go over. And that's what this area basically is. It's part of the main quest, but it's also a hub area, so you can use different.
Like in but you ain't got to that point yet. But it's like in Divinity Original Sin 2 sort of thing.
Sort of, yes, sort of.
Yeah. Because you're always on that at some points anyway.
But the difference between this and that is this one gives you access to the whole world, whereas on that it's only in the region you're in, and you can't really teleport from it.
Well, you can if you do a certain little thing.
Even that, it stops you. When you try to do it, it goes, you cannot use this here.
Oh, so all that moaning you've done with me with picking it up, and yet you couldn't even do it in the first place.
Picking what?
The pyramid.
You've never been able to do it, and you know that. Because you've tried it, and you're like, oh, I can't teleport.
Yeah, that's when you're holding it. You said do not pick it up. When you pick it up, sort of thing.
Yeah, if you're holding it, but I don't believe it's the same when you put it down, but we never tested it. I didn't really think there was much of a point, because it's the same thing. The ship's magical, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is why I always picked it up. Then I've always preferred the blue one over the red one.
No, the reason I said it on that point was because we could have used it to get back out. But when you take over it, it stops you from being able to do it again. That's what I was on about. It's just for that, for some reason, for that one section, it allows you to, but then if you try to do it, unless it's like, you can do it while on the ship, but it doesn't allow you to do it from ship to land, kind of thing. If you get my drift.
Yeah.
I think that might be
basically
why.
What we're explaining about in a minute, folks. You'll see in a minute with what we're going to pick up. We will pick up the thing that we're talking about now. It's basically they have implemented it in the Divinity Original Sin 2. They have implemented it in that. And you'll see what it does, but basically in the second one, which Connor will probably show you when he gets to it, there is a little thing that you can do that
Not
helps.
but a moment ago, we were hunting source in Riverlon, and now
We can't
Let's
deny
quickly go
our
through this
reaction to Starstone. There must be something to all of this, mad as it may seem.
still it's quite a leap from finding a strange stone
I
to
really,
placing the
really
world's salvation on our
cannot
shoulders.
stand the voices of this game. They are so cringeworthy.
That was half the point, though, really.
How
Right.
welcome you are.
I'm glad for the actual,
the drift of continents.
for the fix in the
Except,
second one.
it seems,
At least they've actually gave them some, like, thing behind them, if you know what I mean.
I mean, the voices in the second one are very, well, they're very British for a start. Don't forget.
Yeah, but at least
Hold on, I've got to
the
speak
actual
to
only ones
Zigzag.
that talk are the... Oh, yeah.
I always forget that
The
because
only
it's an
ones-
awkward one.
Yeah. I was going to say, the only ones that really talk in the second ones are your companions and everyone else, because you don't really talk.
You do say some stuff at certain points, same as them.
Yeah, like, this chest is locked, or this door is locked.
Or you'll come across
Something
something in
like-
the world and say, oh, what's happened here, or
Yeah.
something like that. Same as the AI companions will.
Yeah.
But if you play
But
as
other than
the
that, they
AI
don't-
companion as a standard character, it's exactly the same. You know, you won't hear yourself talk or anything like that. Right, Waypoint,
Weird. Oh, yeah.
Um,
Gotta remember that.
Northgate.
I'm so glad they fixed that in the second one. I'm so glad they actually fixed that in the second. Shall we go and get me a companion now, or...?
Well, we'll do this bit. Because you've got to go get the pyramid.
Source hunters. I know the
Oh, yes.
historian has
My
told you
favourite
about
little
his
bit.
agent on Riverlon, and I'll be delighted to pick him
Oh,
there,
I
for
wonder
that
if he'll
means
do
the
that bit
task you have
again.
been given remains crucial. Find us while you were being lectured by our friend the historian.
So a lot of the conversation on this game I will
You go,
actually
that's where I
skip.
saw
I'll give you
Red
enough
Capital.
time to read it.
Slivers,
Like if you
but
pause,
special
but
starstones nonetheless.
you'll be sat
Really,
here,
don't we all long for
unless
a
you are
sanctuary
really
where our
like
worldly
story or
troubles
lore
can be
driven,
held
you'll be
at bay?
sat here for hours.
A bed, but perhaps I speak only for myself.
As I said,
Like
as
any
we have
cat
said though,
worth its
folks, we
salt,
have done this
though,
like
let
3
me phrase
times
it
now.
like
This is like the
zigzags.
3rd
I'll
attempt
not
that we've done
pretend
this
to have
now.
all the answers. All that I might
And,
give zigzags were
well,
is I were.
my
I met him
first initial
first,
reaction to
along,
this
so
next
I
part,
told him who I- in the
well,
end,
let's
he-
just
before
say
you
it
go,
was,
you'll read the other one. Now that this matter has been
I burst out laughing so much I actually couldn't help myself.
Oh, I've actually done it by
And
accident. I meant to send it. It's because on the other
Now
one you
you
can press it and do it that way.
In my bathroom. Get out with you.
Oh.
Right. Now this is going to be an interesting one because as you can see, she's got 7 charm compared to my 2.
I was actually going to try and do the 3rd one this time because I tried doing an intimidate or what do you call it with
Right,
what
so
is it? Tried to reason with her this time, but never mind.
see how we do it. Ah, she finally learned to change it. I got to 6 out of 10, so not too bad.
Little mix-up indeed.
I mean, I got close to the end and I still failed. Right, anyway, folks, this is what I laughed at the last time. Let's see if it does it.
If she soaks in flower stink much
Nope.
longer, deer will smell this lady from a field away.
Ah, I
Think
didn't
of
do
something
it.
good for when she begins to
Basically, what he
starve.
does is he goes "Woo!" in such a way that I burst out laughing so hard that he nearly basically gave me a stitch
Basically,
from
because
laughter.
he does the same thing when he finds something, and sometimes it gets to. I have actually turned the sound down when he's done it because he's there and he just does it at the top of his voice, and you're like, why?
Woo! Like that.
Right.
And Connor knows when I do that, he knows that I found something that's excruciatingly brilliant and just so downright stupid that it's quite useful at times.
So this is where things would change from before, when we tried to do this recording. After looking up, the stupidity of it all hit me when I realised I've got to go back over here. Also, there's a companion there if you want to talk to her.
Where?
I've literally just looked at her and you walked the other way.
Oh, my good man. Drink, you please.
This one here.
No, the one with the big ass sword on her back.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the
Oh, her.
Let him talk to her while I do this. So basically, you're meant to return to the area and look around. So I can't open that, unfortunately. But there is an inert stone, which is basically the star stone. So we've got to have a look around. See if we can find anything. But I've got an idea of what we can do. There is a key in a chest up by back up at the shop where we spoke to Esmeralda.
The fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge.
A fantastic plan. With 3 source hunters working in tandem, we'll put an end to...
Another source hunter on the team will make us all the more formidable.
There you go. So now we've both got a companion. Mine being a hunter, and then we got another tank. Well, she's not actually a tank, she's more of a damage dealer.
She's a two-handed one as well.
Yeah. So, if we go into here, upstairs there's a key that we can pick up. Remember roughly where it is. And it just appears out of nowhere. That's basically what
you're
it's
on
like
about the
using.
key?
Yeah.
I've got the key already.
And you said nothing. Why?
Because you were talking to the girl downstairs.
No, I said
But it
that we've
gives us
got to
a
go
good
get the
idea.
key.
Yeah. But it gives us a good demonstration to show you what the pyramid does, folks. And that's a good example of what it does in the second one. But there's a nice little combat aspect to it in the second one as well that you can do. Which I don't know if you can do in this one, can you?
I don't know, I've never used it. But I'm going to drop you in the sea.
But basically what happens is, folks, in the second one, you can actually drop the pyramid in strategic locations, or so I say, throw it in strategic locations to actually teleport to that location and get the upper hand on your foes.
No, it's not that key then. Right.
You know that's the shop key, right? For her house.
Ah. There's another key you can use, but I just can't remember where it is. But there's still more we need to do anyway, because we've got to do the Fabulous 5.
Sorry about that, I was just clearing my throat.
Right. So, if we
Yes,
go to
I do
our
remember
map,
Isn't this guy here? It's one of these two that you got to talk to, ain't it? For the Fabulous 5?
we've already done it.
Ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled
But he gives you the task, don't he?
We've already done it, that's what I've just said.
Ah.
Right,
They say
waypoints.
he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets,
So we need to, if
of which I
we have a
doubt
look
you
at the
would
map,
fathom, old friend.
we have to go all the way up to the desolated farms. And to get to that, we've got to go all the way up that way. I don't know if Lewis is looking at his map, to be fair, just to get a bearing himself.
Yeah, I was trying to look at it myself, trying to work out where you were going. And I just could not see where we were going. I was too mesmerised by the song by the time you actually walked out the thing. Because what it is, folks, in the second one, we did actually have a little conversation about this in one of the Lost episodes.
Legion stands at the ready. You don't look like you're quite ready to head out into the undead-infested wilds to me. You may have the right number of champions in you. I sincerely hope you know what you're doing.
So basically, they've done this thing where they will not let you out unless they feel you're at the right level. You can still go out, but it's a case of, we don't think you're ready yet. That's all that part is. We probably aren't, to be fair. It wouldn't surprise me.
But yeah, what it is though, folks, as I was going to say, in the second one, I am actually quite partial to a certain song in the second one, which kind of reminds me of like how that song is. That's all it really boils down to.
Right. Oh, because of course you would. Lewis, you've done it again.
Come on now, I'm a pyrokinetic maniac.
It's not that.
You should know me by that.
I can't hit nothing.
Oh, I told you I'd get you back for what you did. Looks like I did.
Not really, but it's more of a nuisance, whereas what I done was just because I could. I'm ending my turn.
Ooh.
And it's quite also the fact that I know how much of a loot goblin you are. It basically shows you on this game not to be so much of a loot goblin, to think before you do certain things. Something he never does anyway, so it don't make a difference.
That's true. Also, I did not realise that. Interesting.
What?
How has she got that? How has she got that ability?
What?
I'll show you in a minute. My companion, what has she got as a weapon?
Two-handed.
Yeah, two-handed, right? For some reason, I've got the Staff of Magnus.
So have I. Staff of Madness is a standard ability on a lot of characters. Also, I've just realised my AI companion's not started with a bow. So after this, we will have to go back and look at buying a bow for her. Now, you've got to be careful with this fight, because as you've just seen, the more damage you do to them, they heal themselves. Like that. Fire is good, as you've just seen.
Before I forget, I think it's that one is your one.
How the hell did you get a bow?
I picked up like, dude, I'm a loot goblin, remember?
Was it by the cage?
It was right on a bench, right next to the cage, and you just literally went off and didn't even look.
Because I didn't see it. As simple as that. I didn't see it because you picked it up before I even went near it.
I even picked up a knife, a dagger, shall I say.
Alright. So now let's
So you're welcome that I've actually done it.
Could have told me beforehand.
See, folks, this is the problem with me. As you said, I am a loot goblin.
There you go, level up.
Also, I like the idea, the fact that they show it's a half-eaten zombie. Compared to how in Original Sin 2, they don't just class them as zombies, they class them as like undead, or skeletons, or demons, or something like that.
Why is it trying to... Oh, that's why.
which
Where
is a bit weird.
is that last
Second one is right next to you. It's right next to you. I can see it.
In the fire, that's why I couldn't make it out.
And you missed.
I'm not surprised. It was 50% chance. Don't forget, on this game, your aim is completely different to his on OS2.
Your head was spinning faster than my blade.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, before I forget,
Everything we do seems to fortify your abilities.
It's easy enough to gain new strength when one is carrying an entire team on one's shoulders.
The team hardly enjoys being confused with your massive wobbling head.
yeah, that sounds about right with both of us.
Yeah, it does. There is quite a bit of back and forward on this game.
Right. Also, I've also picked this up, which I'm going to give you. I don't know
Standard.
if that'll be any better,
I'll have a look in a moment.
because I don't know if the bows have both got piercing or not.
They will do. They're both piercing weapons.
Fair enough.
Right, I'm taking that. And I'm going to save that point for that. Right, what have you taken?
I picked up a piece of armor.
No, I'm on about the talent, you monkey.
Oh, I'm going to be taking what I took last time.
I can't remember, that's why I'm asking, is so that people know themselves.
Oh, it was Pet Pal. I'm going to take it now, actually.
I thought you might have done. I was just making sure. Right. We'll make this about 45 minutes long.
Oh, damn it. Don't want to do that. Damn it, now I've got to do it all again. Right, it was... Where was it? I was going down. Is it this one? I think I'll keep my points for now. I'm going to keep the points. Because I do need to put it into the reason thing again, but I also need to get my abilities up.
Soaked to the skin.
Ah, lovely. Yes, so... I do remember this pit now. I do remember coming here.
Is it bad that I'm getting Act 2 vibes?
No. As long
Well,
as
I'm
we
getting
don't get
Act 2
decayed, I'm
vibes.
alright.
Oh joy, decayment.
Don't think that's a
How
thing
much
in this
fun we
game,
had.
to be fair.
Yeah, there is decay in this game. I was reading it up earlier.
I don't know if it works the same way, though, because I never encountered it in this game. That's what I'm saying. Also, be careful back there, because we got undead skeletons with a lot of health. Oh my.
Decaying touch marks death, remorse, and shackles of pain. I mean, they've taken quite a few of them off from the second one.
Well, we'll do this fight, and then we'll end this episode here. I
I
do
don't
need to
see
go
where
put
any
some
of the
food
enemies
in
are.
the oven, because I am getting hungry.
You know what we forgot to do as well, don't you?
What?
Go to the area.
No, I've already thought that. It's not too much of a problem.
What are you doing? I didn't think you got that.
Yes, it's part.
Oh, that's on yourself. I didn't think you had the crushing thing though, the crushing fist.
It's part of the warriors first.
Ah.
Warrior starts with both of them.
This girl seeks more than one target.
See, why that happen in the second one with a piercing like that? Instead of just having the bloody marksman fang instead.
That was a ricochet, that's why.
Right, also, I'm going to try and do it so I don't hurt you.
I'm about to get set on fire, basically.
Who says I'm setting you on fire? I didn't say nothing about setting you on fire.
Usually when there's oil involved, there's fire.
Yes, there is. But I've slowed them to try and keep you alive a little longer.
Not the slow down,
even though you are meant... Well, I would have set them on fire, but you're standing right on top of them.
He's gonna, yep, heal him. Right. So he's still down. You're way too out of range. Now, as you can see, they're not taking as much damage because they've got armour on. We haven't really fought many with armour, so...
Right, I'm gonna have to set them on fire, basically, because I ain't gonna do... Are you even on the actual oil?
I have no idea.
No, you're not. But do I? No, I'm not risking it. But I will come over, give you a hand.
Just watch the water next to you.
Distraction.
Why do you think I stood right where I'm standing now? The amount of times I've had problems with the fucking electricity inboard. Oh, brings back too many bad memories.
Right.
Are we taking different companions, or are we sticking with the ones we've got?
I haven't really thought about it, honestly.
Right, now, because the oil's gone...
You've still got poison, which I'm standing on.
Yeah, but he's not there.
Right, I keep forgetting that the fireball on this isn't as wide berth as it is on the other.
That's more like
There we go.
searing daggers, I would say.
I'm about to die, so give me 1 moment. Nope, couldn't get in time. But you do your bit. Unfortunately, instead of doing what I needed it to do, it put the cursor right at the end. Even though I was nowhere near the end, so...
Hey?
What?
That's a bit of an interesting weapon. Where is it? Well, that'd be good for you.
Ah, blackjack.
Where?
Rush
Well, weird
damage
name
would
for a
be...
weapon.
It's not. There is actually real life weapons called blackjacks.
Considering you also got the card game.
It's a blunt weapon which would be useful. I'm surprised you didn't pick up the strong.
I actually didn't see it.
Might have to change. How far are we from the objective? Oh, we're still quite far away.
Also, you need to heal badly.
Unfortunately, I've got nothing to heal with. Hold on. Yeah, I do. Not much, but I do. You don't have the bedroll like you do, but we can just go back into town. Or into here, shall I say.
Good to have you back, Sauce Hunter. A
I'm
sight
warm
for
as
sore eyes
fresh apple
indeed.
pie.
Ooh, barrels.
Oh, I know where we are.
Oh, is that it? A bloody fishing rod.
So before we go, only because we're nearby, alright, here we are.
I've spotted something.
Now, as you can notice, it's come up saying you've spotted something. Now, I'll put a clip in here just to show what happens. And we go boom. But yeah.
And let me just say, the reaction are somewhat priceless to what actually happens. I personally still hate this man for doing that to me as well. So we're just going to leave it here for you folks. He will put it in for you. We'll see you
I was
hopefully
actually
probably
going to
next
put in after I said about it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You could put it in after when we done the outro, then that way they can see it afterwards.
No.
Sort of thing.
I'm editing. You shut up. Shut your pie hole.
Also, Evelyn.
What does Evelyn have to say? We need to find out.
No, she's no, it's the sheep.
That's what
One
I'm
way or
saying.
another, they're always
Because we
trying to
might as
please
well
me,
show.
The earth has.
Oh no, I'm not doing that again. Oh no, you're not getting me in that
That's
situation
what trying
again.
to take over.
Oh no.
Good thing is I saved
you can do
beforehand,
that.
so I can just quit and save back.
Go ahead.
No,
Show the
like I
folks
say,
what
I don't
happened.
need to because I was trying to put in when I walked up to the grave, so yeah.
This is wrong. We shouldn't disturb this grave.
Right you are, it would
You step away from the grave.
So that'll be it for the episode. Next episode, if I just quickly go to our map, I will be going to Strange Cave, which is where well, the only objective we've really got is at the moment. So, still haven't unlocked that, so we're going to have to walk all the way back up there. How annoying. But it's not far, so it's no problem. But that'll be next
We're also
episode,
gonna
like
try
I
and get
say.
We're also going to try and get him to full health before we actually do the next episode as well, folks.
Probably have
So
to get some
hopefully-
potions or something.
Well, we can easily get you into a bed and get you rested.
I need a moment to reflect.
Also, might as well get this out of the way before we actually lose it. Because we've had that happen already in the last sort of
Some may
recording.
call me
Yeah, might
heartless.
as well.
I'd suggest I know how to make difficult decisions for the greater good.
Lewis?
heartless you may be, but even heartlessness has its place.
Yeah, I was trying to make my choice.
I mean, it doesn't make too much of a difference, to be fair there. Not one of those choices.
I know, but
yeah.
considering how you just said about me having a big wobbly head.
Well, it applies to real life as well. You fucking wobbly. Right, so thank you very much for joining us while he's playing bloody peekaboo in there. And we will see you next episode.
Bye.